Superlight Episode I. ROC HATFIELD, best-selling author, producer, and innovator reads his new groundbreaking novel, Superlight. The author blends myths and ideas from the Ancient Astronaut Theory and the Hebrew Bible to tell a story that will open the mind to new possibilities and distant worlds, all under the creation of the One. Join us now for the ride of your life. This is Superlight.
Can you remember all the September tears in her eyes? You sing a lullaby. Time has no feeling. Years just keep breathing. Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you see it?
Superlight. Boston-based Advanced Photonics Corporation had a major breakthrough this week. The company has been working in an area of science known as superphotonics, an exotic concept that some light waves exist outside our current understanding of light. In ranges far beyond what was originally understood, they call this superlight. The company has developed a semiconductor chip made from the element iridium. Iridium is a component of meteors from space. It is not a natural Earth element. Advanced Photonics has created a protocol that purifies the metal to 100% pure, making it suitable for use in their superlight chip. A camera-like instrument scans an object, and soon after an image appears on a large computer screen. Initial results have shown amazing images that defy explanation under current understanding. Nancy Carrington and Walter Abrams are the two leading scientists on the project. The lab they work in is jammed with high-tech concept gear that they created for the Advanced Photonics project. The company was funded by a bunch of MIT grads in 2037. The company has pioneered a number of new groundbreaking technologies in the fields of communication and light-based photonic computer chips. Brad Hilliard, CEOs, is the quintessential Playboy CEOs, escorting the latest Hollywood hotties to corporate events. Brad has bet a large portion of his sizable fortune on his new toy. Nancy and Walter are gathered in the big lab to try some first runs of the Superlight camera. Nancy turns on all the computers in a large wall cabinet and uncaps the lens on the main sensor or camera as they call it. A large high-res video screen is mounted on the wall above a long control panel, like something they stole from SpaceX. A blurry image appears up on the huge monitor. Nancy and Walter tune dials, flip switches, and click their keyboards. Nancy asks if the recorders are on. Walter nods. The image is getting clearer, but it's difficult to understand what it is they are seeing. The colorful image on the screen is a model made in the light range that humans can see. The superlight is so ultra-high wave that our eyes are not capable of processing them. The image on the screen, now fully modeled, is shocking. Brad runs down from the observation seats to stand in front of the big video screen. "What the fuck is that?" he says loudly. Nancy and Walter make further adjustments to the image. The image reveals what appears to be a very large indoor arena space, with tens of thousands of recliner-type lounge chairs, all sitting in a vast, tiered circle, like seats in a basketball arena. In each chair is a being, human-like, transparent, cloudy, not completely solid. Brad yells out, "Can you zoom in on one of them?" Nancy taps on her keyboard and zooms in on one of the beings. "Beautiful creature, human-like," Brad mumbles. Brad turns and walks back toward Nancy at the control panel. Brad steps in front of the Superlight camera as he makes his way back to where Nancy is standing. Nancy is startled. She lets out a little surprise scream. Nancy instructs Brad to walk back in front of the camera lens. "Holy shit." Nancy blurts out. The Superlight has revealed a distinct being of some sort within Brad's body. It is colorful and wispy, formed to the contours of Brad's body. The being is far brighter at the head with what looks like a mini sun at the center of the head. Brad locks up at the screen and immediately falls and lays unconscious. "He must have fainted," says Nancy. "Let's call down to medical," Walter says. "No, we can't have people coming in here. Besides, Brad would have a fit. Let's wait a few minutes to see if he regains consciousness. What did he see up there anyway?" There was one of those beings in front of him, or maybe inside of him. I don't know, I didn't really have a good look before he fell. Nancy grabs the superlight and turns it on Brad. A light being, similar to the ones in the arena, is frailing around wildly inside Brad's body. Seconds later, it steps outside of Brad's body and walks around human-like. Brad is still comatose on the floor where he fell. The being circles the room, looking at all the instruments, then turns toward the superlight waving its arms madly. Now it walks over to Nancy. The being placed its hand upon Nancy's arm. She jumped. "What are you?" Nancy demanded. Nancy could hear a voice in her head respond. "I am Brad's driver," the voice strikingly familiar says. The voice in Nancy's head sounds a lot like Brad. "Brad, is that you?" she asked. "Yes and no," the being responded. "Humans call us the soul, the spirit. We are known as Etherians. Humans are what we term waterbots. We drive them through the material realms." "I must leave you." The being walked quickly over to Brad's body and laid over him. Brad begins to stand. "Wow, what just happened?" Brad asked. Nancy commanded Walter to shut the system down quickly. Brad asked again, "What just happened?" "Don't you remember anything?" Nancy asks. "Not much. I remember seeing something standing next to me, and then lights out, so what happened?" "I will tell you, but first sit. I want to take a look at you." Brad takes a seat in a nearby chair. Nancy asks him his name, what year is it, and how old are you? Brad responded, seriously, "Yes," Nancy says. Brad Hilliard, 2044, 47. "Okay, good. You fainted after seeing a being up on the screen, that WS standing with you." "Oh, yay, I remember. I filmed the entire event," Walter says. "You want me to run it?" "Of course," Brad says. Brad is watching the screen and can see himself startled and falling to the floor. He sees the being rise from his body and move about the room, then walk to Nancy, touch her, then return and appear to enter into his body. "How are you feeling?" asked Nancy. "Great, that's the best rest I have ever had." "Amazing how clear-headed I feel right now. You spoke to me, your driver did," Nancy says. "What, my driver?" "The being touched me and spoke with me. He sounded a lot like you. He said humans are waterbots and they drive us around in the material realm. He said humans call them the soul or the spirit." Brad said, "Look, don't say anything to anyone about all this. We have to keep this quiet until we can unscramble this thing a little more. We may have stumbled onto something that will change the course of human history. Look, can you and the team put this into small enough package to fit into a van? I want to be able to move around and see if we can look at different things at various locations. I would like to see the outside of that stadium structure. We could be seeing into another dimension that is sitting right on top of ours."
Thank you for joining us for this exciting installment of Superlight. Look for the print version of Superlight where you buy books. Superlight is part of the Atlanteum Network, a collection of books, videos, and podcasts. You can find all things Atlanteum on Amazon, Lulu, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Until next time, power and glory to the One.